Hello and welcome to Menopause Monday. This is our third one. I'm going to move that. There we go. Doesn't it look just so good? I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you rested well this weekend, and I hope that you are ready for this really insightful Monday. It's really designed to afford you the ability to grow into these last few Mondays that we've talked about Menopause Monday, but let's just take a deeper dive and let's talk about what support looks like. But what I'm wanting to dive into is supplemental support. The first thing that I want to say is, why would someone want supplemental support? This is why somebody would want supplemental support. If they weren't getting the thing that they needed, there is a supplement that is available. Okay. There's a supplement for practically every single thing. All right. So, hello, my name is Connie, and I am a holistic women's wellness naturopathy practitioner. I have bachelor's of science degree RN, multi-state license. Currently at this time, I can practice in 43 of the 50 states in North America. I am your self-care coach. I can practice across the globe as your self-care coach and your naturopathy specialist. Okay, so let's take a look at our topic of the day. You see me looking to the left, we're looking at notes, okay? If you've been this far into the journey, you already know you're going to want to go ahead and bring out that journal. Mine is sitting right over here. You want to get out your journal. Let's go ahead and start writing some things in. If you can't remember what you need to or want to write in your journal, comment it. Put it in the comments. We will have a chat later about it. Or if you're just saying, hey, I'm writing this down for my notes. Sounds good. Okay. All right. So let's talk about smart supplement support for menopause. And let's talk about the power of vitamin D3, K2, and omegas. And whenever I use the word menopause, know that I am lumping all three together: perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. So, welcome back, everyone. I am so excited to see you all. I am the owner of Self-Care University OK, and I do help men and women become a naturopathy specialist. If you have questions about how you can get that certification, trust me, whenever I say that we talk about supplements in there, we talk about breaking them down and what they're for and what they do. All right. So if you've been joining me these last few weeks, you know that every Menopause Monday, we take a deeper look at what's really happening in the body. Okay. And during this season, I would say, is our late 20s to our early 70s. Okay. So, and how to support it naturally. If you are outside of any of those windows, let's still have a conversation. If you have some questions about anything, put it in the chat. And whenever I say anything, write it down, because that is your best way to keep notes. If you are putting something in the chat and you say, can you tell me more about that? One thing that I will tell you is I don't go back and rewatch the video. I will tell you right now, can you tell me more about that vitamin D3 supplement? Okay, make it very super specific, and that allows me to go back and answer your questions specifically. Okay, so today we're talking about supplements that are often overlooked, okay, and they are absolutely essential. If somebody says that something is essential, it is just as necessary to live and breathe to have these supplements. Okay. If you are not getting it naturally from the sun, if you're not getting it naturally from foods, if you're not getting it naturally from other sources that are natural, there we go. Like eating. There you go. So these are for women that are in perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. These two that I'm going to talk about, keep it super simple. Let's talk about vitamin D3 with K2, and let's talk about omega-3 fatty acids. We're going to break down why these are important, because why are we even having this conversation? What is it to you to know why you need omega-3s and vitamin D3 with K2? All right. And what do they do? And how to choose which quality product, how they connect your bones, your brain, and your hormone, all of that to have this this great health pattern. And if you would like a personalized review of what supplements you're taking, and that if you think that this discussion today might be something that you actually need, I'll tell you, book the Supplement Clarity call. That is going to be information I'm going to give you at the end of this video. So why supplements matter in menopause? Okay. Before we talk about specific vitamins, let's start with why these nutrients become so important at this stage of life. Remember, about the late 20s to the early 70s. When estrogen begins to decline, especially after menopause, our bodies lose some of those protective effects that estrogen once gave us. Like, I'm going to give you 4. Okay. Keeping our bones strong, supporting our heart health, supporting memory and mood, and regulating inflammation. We talked the other day about frozen shoulder. Go back and watch that video. If you want to know which one it's in, ask me and I will tell you. All right, just say, can you guide me to which video you talked about for frozen shoulder? I'd love that information. I'm happy to help. That's why you might start to notice things like joint stiffness, mood changes, trouble sleeping, bone aches, fatigue. Supports like vitamin D3 and K2, okay, and omegas, they are just more than pills, okay? It's about replacing what your body can no longer make or use efficiently, okay? And when you use the right combinations, okay, when you use the right combinations, you can help protect your bones, your brain, your heart, even your hormones naturally. So let's take a pause break here and let's just take a quick poll, okay? Do you currently take vitamin D3? Or do you currently take an omega supplement? It doesn't matter where you got it. I want to know, is that in your supplement pantry? So, and do you take it? Say, yes, it's in my supplement pantry, and no, I don't take it. Or yes, it is, and yes, I do take it. Or no, I don't have that. Never heard of it. If you're not sure, that's totally fine. That's what this is about today. We're going to shed some sunlight on what we are even talking about. Speaking of sunlight, let's talk about vitamin D3 plus K2. They are best friends. Vitamin D3 and K2, if this was like the necklace that you remember, the friendship bracelets that come together, it says best friends. This is what vitamin D3 plus K2 are like, okay? Because vitamin D3, it does help your body absorb calcium. We need that calcium to go from our muscles into our bones when we are exercising, okay? This is essential for strong bones and teeth. I know, right? Teeth, strongest bones in the body. That enamel, super strong. We don't want to be visiting the dentist. I think the dentist is one. I'd rather go visit the OBGYN 5 times in one day. Put yours in the chat. Do you love visiting the dentist? I'd rather go to the OBGYN 5 times in one day than to go and see the dentist one time. I know. Isn't that wild? So, I mean, we all have our quirks, but that's mine. So, but it also supports your immune system, okay? Mood regulation and energy. Who in the world thought that vitamin D3 and K2 would give you energy? Okay. Things that can easily, this can really kind of compound on each other during menopause, where you can start to notice that you're getting sick. You can start to notice that you're getting super cranky. You can start to notice that as soon as you get home from work, you don't want to make dinner. You want to go straight to bed. Oh, am I about to be a delicious help for you all? This bottle right here, it says 5,000 IUs, okay? So when we say 5,000 IUs, that literally means international units. It is a little bitty amount, okay? It's so small, okay? It's just international units, okay? It is just a way to measure the potency of the vitamin D. Okay. For example, 5,000 IUs is a common daily maintenance dose for adults. Maintenance. Okay. Especially for women who don't get much sunlight or live in cooler climates. I will tell you, I am a huge fan of a vitamin D3 shot. I don't like shots, but if I could tell you that there was one I would love to get, it's the vitamin D3 shot if my vitamin D3 levels are low. I do have access for you to get a kit to check your vitamin D3 levels. My clients check those in the morning before you even open the shades in the morning, before you dip outside and you put your feet in the grass. It's a little bitty check on a test. You put a little bit of blood on it, send it off, and it tells you your vitamin D3 levels. You don't even have to have insurance. Okay? So I can help you with that. Let's talk. All right. Now, got it. Especially if you live in cooler climates. That's the last part I wanted to say. If you live in cooler climates, if you live in Alaska and it is sunny, and it's sunny when you go to bed, but there's also these months of where there is not a stitch of sunlight, I'm talking to you. If you live in the southern hemisphere, you are probably gorgeously saturated with lots of sunshine, and that's fantastic, which is why I say to check your vitamin D levels. Okay, check those. Do you need a supplement? Okay, is this something that you absolutely need? I am not asking you to dive in to the supplement pharmacy that I have and start gobbling up all the things that I'm saying. That's why I'm saying to book a supplement clarity call, because now I want to talk about the important part of vitamin D3. That alone is not enough. It's not. Just having just vitamin D3, okay, we've got the best, but we have no friend, right? We're the best at what? Okay, we need our friend. When you take calcium or vitamin D3 without a K2, the calcium can go into the wrong place. Okay, that K2 says we know what to do, okay? We do not want calcium to go into our arteries. Yes, we need it to go into our bones. So if we are taking a calcium or a vitamin D3, I know I just put a little extra one in there. If you've had a bone density scan, a DEXA scan, if you've had those checked, if you are someone who has a family history of osteoporosis, trust me, that's a bone disease. That's where it creates these small holes in your bones and makes them so weak and breakable. Can we get ahead of that? That's why I'm saying this concept talks to everybody. Are we in our late 20s where we're starting to get into that risk for osteoporosis that starts around age 35, unless you had a surgical menopause procedure that took away your reproductive parts like your uterus and your ovaries? Okay. I have that conversation all the time. Should you keep your ovaries? That is a deep dive conversation that we have. And we talk about what is so important about keeping those ovaries if they are just there and they're doing their thing and it doesn't matter, right? Okay. Unless there is something icky or wrong with them, why do we want to keep those? Okay. All right. Why vitamin K2 even matters. This right here is the traffic controller. Okay. This is the friend that does, okay, we're going this way, everybody. Okay, we're going to open up that D3 capsule. We're going to say everybody gets vitamin D3. Okay, if you want to, you can just get the K2. Because if you take calcium, I'm just going to tell you this. If you're already taking a vitamin D3 and K2, get your calcium. Your K2 is already in here. Okay, I see no need. Ask your provider. Okay, should you take a calcium with K2 and a vitamin D3 plus a K2? Do you need all that? Book an appointment with me. We have those conversations. This is vital. where is your supplement going? Is it going in your arteries? Why do we want calcium to not go into our arteries? Bad news bears. Okay. Bad news bears. And this isn't a scare tactic. This is something that your cardiologist would tell you to. This is something your primary care doctor doesn't have time to talk about. I would love for them to, during your 15-minute, 5-minute, 10-minute, what do you got? How long do you get with your primary care doctor? This kind of stuff's not coming out. It may land on that sheet somewhere. Doubt it. It may land on that discharge sheet that you get whenever you leave their office. That medical assistant, that CNA, this is not in their wheelhouse. This is not in their scope of practice to provide that education. An RN does this, okay? This is why it's very essential to have a naturopathy practitioner. All right, getting back to our notes. The K2 directs the calcium into your bones where it belongs, away from your arteries and away from soft tissues. Calcium, we don't need the calcium to go, because calcium is really nice. Calcium hardens. Calcium does its job to make things strong. We don't want strong arteries. We don't want stiff arteries, okay? We want our arteries to go just like this because they're pumping out the largest amount of oxygenated blood. We want it to get where it's going. We do not want to put a stiff wall on one side and the other side being, what are we doing? I know that is a silly analogy, but that is so true. So the magic happens when you put the vitamin D3 and the K2 together. It does help strengthen bones and supports your heart health and reduces the risk of osteoporosis naturally. Okay, so for anyone wondering, how much K2 do I need? This one right here, it's got 120 micrograms. We talked about earlier, the vitamin D3 had 5,000 international units. Micrograms, little bitty. It's like, it's so microscopic, okay? Now, the truth is that most vitamin D3 plus K2 blends already have the correct ratio built in. Okay, so for this 5,000 IU, the 120 micrograms, chef's kiss, ready to go. I'll show you the capsule. This brand that I use, if you want to know this information, I'll tell you. I love it. So this is already ready, set to go. When they put this in, they make their batch and they put your dose right inside. Okay, and it's sealed, which I take this. This is mine. Okay, I just took mine this morning. Now, you do not need to obsess over the numbers, okay? My favorite number is the 5,000 IUs, okay? We've got some K2 in there. Just make sure that your label includes both. Super big, okay? Now, let's just talk a little bit about that osteoporosis, because you're like, you just mentioned a big word and you explained it, but can you just talk a little bit about, okay, well, I'm in my 20s. When is that looking like that could really be a big issue? I told you at age 35, we really start to be at risk, but women who enter into their 40s and 50s, bone density can decline by 20%. In the first 5 years after menopause. So when we're our 55s, we're thinking, woo, we are great. We don't need any supplements. We're drinking our milk, and then we don't like milk, but we think we're getting it fine from our foods. This is why supplementing is so vital. Okay. That's why it's so important. It's essential. Okay. Now, that's why it's critical to get enough D3 and K2 together, because it's one of the simplest ways to preserve your bone health and reduce fracture risk. Okay, how many people do you know they're in their 50s and their hips broken and it's like, what? What's happening here? We're not falling apart. No, we're not. Stella is getting her groove back at age 50. We are doing the thing, okay? All right. And also, take a look at your prescriptions. We look at this in the supplement clarity. We do. you invite me to take a look at the prescriptions that you're taking, because is the prescription that you're taking affecting your calcium levels? I will tell you, if you are on an acid reducer, take a look. Is that affecting your calcium? All right, so let's just take a little bitty survey here. Have you ever had your vitamin D3 levels tested? It's a blood test. It has to be a blood test, because I just want you to type tested, like vitamin D3 tested, or vitamin D3 never tested. I would love to know. When you do comment that, I would love to be invited to send you a message that would say, hey, let me send you some information on this test. Take a peek at it. Or if we talk about it during your supplement clarity and you're like, I have insurance and I wanted to go through my insurance. Sometimes you pay more, and sometimes your doctor is not going to run that because it's not going to involve their care. Your primary care doctor would probably be more readily to schedule you for a vitamin D3 test. I'm going to give you the low down and dirty. If your doctor checks your levels and there is something off, they have to treat it. The insurance company is going to ring the bell and they're going to say, oh, burp, 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 we need to spit out 2 different supplements that your patient needs to take. Do you want to take the vitamin D3 supplement or prescription or supplement? Which one's more bioavailable? Which one's more cost effective? Which one's more expensive? We have a conversation about that. We dive into that. Is that prescription going to have K2, or are you going to have to walk all the way over there to the counter, find K2, and then you're going to have to take it with your D3, and it would have just been more cost effective to take the vitamin D3 that had the K2 in it versus thinking that you're saving money on a prescription. Omega-3s, all right. I have an omega-3 that's going to be coming in. I'm ordering it from my second supplement pharmacy. I only have 2. I work with supplement pharmacies that do third-party testing. Both of these do. They're my favorite. It's great. Now, omega-3s, it is the unsung hero of menopause, okay? It is another supplement. It is absolutely foundational. It's so foundational for women in menopause. Like, it should be the thing that is like your support system. Omega-3 fatty acids. This is the important part. EPA and DHA. So important. They help your brain, like memory and focus. It is so helpful for your heart, for healthy cholesterol and circulation. We want that. We want healthy heart and healthy circulation. We don't want our feet getting cold. We don't want our hands getting cold. We don't want to start seeing those capillaries that are starting to create this purple look. Okay? Inflammation response. We don't want that joint pain. We are not wanting some hot flashes. Okay? It's not a rite of passage to have hot flashes. It's not like the thing that you have to go through. You do not have to sweat your bed. You do not have to sweat to death during the day. Yo, that's menopause, y'all. Whoo, y'all. Okay, I'm through this. You don't have to be through it. You can be done with it in a day. Okay? Get on the right supplements. I'm not saying that omega-3 is going to take care of your hot flashes. That is a discussion that if you want me to send you those videos of where we talk about hot flashes, I will. Hormone balance, because hormones are built from healthy fats. Yes, estrogen is stored in your fat cells. If you are obese, if you are overweight, you are carrying around way too much estrogen. Okay? If you are little bitty and you are undernourished and your adipose tissue and you are starting to go into your brown fat, if we are starting to get into there, we have to immediately work on it. pronto. Okay, we need to work on healthy fats. We need to work on getting good foods in there. And you may either be on either side of the scale, where it is your weight is too low or your weight is too high. I recommend you booking the holistic health consultation today. Get it on the books, because that is so important. It is so vital. All right. So here's what many women don't know, is that not all omegas are created equal. A lot of over-the-counter fish oils, they're low quality. They're poorly absorbed, and they can even go rancid on the shelf they're sitting on even before they expire. Even before they expire. Polyphenols. That's so important. Is how is that capsule? How is that omega? What is the shelf life? What is the stability of your supplement? It does not matter that you spent $24.99 on 2,762 capsules of omega. It does not matter. Because if I spent $45, mine have the EPA and just making sure I use my DHA. Oh, it's there, and it's talking about how much, and it's talking about the ratio, and it's talking about my dose. So this one over here might be $45, and it's in a specific type of container with a specific ratio in there. That is better than $24.99 and me having to take 4 or 5 of those capsules. But what if they're rancid? It's going to make you so sick. And then you don't realize that it's your supplement that's making you sick. Then you go to the doctor, you spend $30 to $40 on your copay, and they go, oh, it's probably something you ate. And then you go home. Do you see where I'm going? There's so many different things. This is why I say it's absolutely essential to talk about this. Here's my thoughts on what women don't know. Okay, is that when your body is getting the good omegas, it is helpful for your skin. If you have conditions like plaque psoriasis, eczema, if you have rosacea, if you have these autoimmune disease like lupus, if you have these issues that are autoimmune, what do you need to do? Okay? You need to get something that your body is going to get to use. I told my dermatologist, I said, absolutely not. I'm done with prescriptions. I'm done with using prescriptions because I am trying to get my body naturally with what I've got going on. And the prescriptions, just 6 years down the line, I'm still not better. Prescriptions, aren't they supposed to make things like either maintained or better? No way. I'm doing supplements, and I'm doing natural supplements. I'm doing a holistic health eating, natural. Okay. And I'm also doing these supplements. I want to tell you about this Zenzino. It's the Omega Balance Oil. On the label, it just says balance oil. It is a unique 6:3 ratio that's designed to balance your omega-6 and your omega-3 levels. Okay. Because most women today have too much omega-6. Too much omega-6. Okay. That is from processed foods and not enough omega-3. We need that balance. And you are adorable. And I appreciate it when you say, oh, I'm just going to eat really healthy. I'm just going to really make sure that I do a Google search. I'm only going to shop on the specific parts of the grocery store. I give it 3 days. I give it 3 days without someone monitoring you. Why? Because you don't have the accountability. You don't have the education behind the why. You are you are in a gray area of where you will spend more money thinking that you're getting the foods and supplements that you think that you need when you could save thousands of dollars just getting on the right track, just getting on the right omegas. Okay. Now, if you just need maybe to just keep with maintenance, I have even said, even someone who has no money will still find money for the things that they need. Why? I'm going to tell you this. If I told you, hey, $45 for this Omega Balance oil, okay? And you're like, oh, money's really tight right now, okay? But then if I called you up and I said, girl, I got tickets. Reba McEntire, Carrie Underwood, and Reba McEntire. They are playing an exclusive concert. They are playing an exclusive concert, and I got tickets. Okay, but I got 2 tickets, but one of them is $150. I know, it's first row. I guarantee you would find $150. Which one is more essential? Okay. Which one's more essential? $45 for an entire month's worth of Omega supplement, $150, okay, for about 4 hours of entertainment. Okay. And memories for days, right? Now, Zenzino uses third-party testing, and it's designed for high bioavailability. When I think of Costco, and whenever I think of these big box stores where you could go in and you're like, supplements for days. Do you see all this protein? Do you see all these supplements? Oh my gosh, which one do I do? Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the one for the lowest price that has the most capsules, because duh, that is math. And I'm good at math. Okay, just remember what is so important, women, is we need a balance of those 6-3 ratios. We need our omega-3s to be higher than our omega-6s. It is very more complicated, It's way more complicated than just a quick Google search and a trip around the shop. Do I think those supplements are bad? Well, if they go rancid, yes. If they are not quality, yes, I think they're bad. Do I want you to spend money on those? No. I don't want you sick. I don't want you confused on thinking that you have flu because it's flu season, or thinking that it might have been the shrimp that you ate at that restaurant, and then you never go to that restaurant again, and that restaurant would love your business because they have super great and wonderful and nutritious food. Okay. So I have seen what happens to women who have too low of levels. Okay. Fatigue, dry skin, inflammation, slow recovery. Then next thing you know, you're buying all these ointments and all these salves and all these different ointments and tinctures and things that really do not need to be thrown into your medicine cabinet. Fix inside. Okay. Fix from the inside out. Okay. Now, quick little check here. Have you ever taken an omega supplement and wondered would it actually, how would I know if it's working? Type the word balance, okay, if you want to know. Are you taking an omega, and do you want to know if you are currently balanced? I have, you get access to the test. The test comes with a bottle of the balance oil. It's a bit more than the 45, but it's way less than it would cost. You've all have seen how much I showed you that lab work cost, even with insurance covering it. Okay. Trust me. It's nice. I always say, trust me. I know you trust me. I know you do. That's why we're here. Supplement, clarity, and the next step. Now, I know this can feel like a lot of information. We're on week 3. We're on week 3 of Menopause Monday. But this is exactly why I created the Supplement Clarity Program. It's a one-on-one consultation where we review your current supplements. And we're also going to take a peek at what's in the very back, get it out. We're going to check for overlaps. What do you have? Remember when I told you, are you taking the calcium with K2? Are you taking the vitamin D3 with K2? Should you take them both? Is there harm? This is why you want an RN in your corner, okay? We're going to discuss quality brands that we're going to create a plan that literally fits with your specific needs. Yep. I want it all. I want the stuff that's in the very back of the pantry. I want those supplements brought out to light. If you have some that are expired and you think that they are still okay because they're within a X amount of years, I can tell you there are some that will be so toxic. Okay? So, don't do it. If you've ever looked at your supplement cabinet and thought, I don't know what's helping and what's not, that program is for you. You'll leave with clarity, confidence, peace of mind. That's what you're going to leave with. Clarity, confidence, and peace of mind, knowing exactly which supplements are supporting your health in menopause. Okay. If you want more information or you want to book your spot, I want you to type in the word clarity. Okay. I'm going to close with 2 things. The Vibrant Woman Project is the first thing. And of course, I can't end it, okay, unless we talk about the Vibrant Woman Project. It's my 90-day signature program for women who are ready to feel like themselves again. A woman said it was how I explained it is the you didn't know that are always there. The you that you didn't know was already there. You are so beautiful. Let's bring it out. Okay? Inside the program, we'll go deeper into hormone and understanding symptoms and mapping and different things like that. That's exciting. Eating for your hormone type. Personalized supplement support. That's already inside the Vibrant Woman Project. Okay? Sleep and stress balance. Okay, lowering that stress so you can get that good quality sleep. Confidence, energy, mindset renewal. These are just some of the great takeaways that you will have from the Vibrant Woman Project. It's about helping you restore your vitality naturally and holistically. If that sounds like something that you need, type the word vibrant in the chat. Y'all, we're transformation. Let's go. So as we close today's Menopause Monday, I want you to remember this. Menopause isn't a disease. It's a transition. We're going to transition so beautifully, ladies, from our late 20s to our early 70s. Oh, yes. We're still going to have our golden 20s and our golden 70s, 80s, 90s. Y'all, we're still going to be doing just fine. But let's get these powerful years of strength and vitality and vigor, and let's go. Let's get that spunk, okay? Let's talk about the right nutrients, knowledge, and self-care. Those can actually make it one of the most empowering seasons of your life. So you deserve to feel strong, clear, and confident in your body. So this week, take a moment, look at your supplements, and if you're ready for clarity, comment clarity. Okay? We will talk about that supplement. Oh, yeah, supplement clarity is so good. All right. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm Nurse Connie. And remember, your body is not broken. Okay? It's waiting for you to listen. You all have a fantastic day. Invite 3 to 5 friends. Okay? We do this live every single day for an entire month. Today is Menopause Monday. Tag 3 to 5 friends. And I look forward to meeting them all. Make sure you tell them why they should join these lives and what are like 2 or 3 or 5, 10, 20. What are your favorite things about these lives? I'm excited to hear about them. And if you want to private message me and you want to ask me a question, do it. I am so excited. Let's talk soon.